Good evening, and welcome back to Hall of Fame College Football's Sooner Postgame, along with my friend and co-host, Coach Ricks from Coach's Talk. Welcome into the show, everybody. Welcome in, Coach Ricks. What's up, my guy?
What's going on, my man? How's everything going your way?
Hey, man, we were dodging tornadoes here a few minutes ago, and but other than that, I think it's okay. It's kind of rare around this area that you get tornadoes, but apparently, we've been under a warning for about 4 hours. I didn't even know until it got pretty close. So, it is what it is. But here we are. Big win today. Well, I've said big win. It's a win that you needed to get because it's Maine, 59-14. You go and take care of business. It didn't really look like they were going to early on, but you kind of saw them stick with the game plan, it felt like to me. Run the football, end up with 381 rushing yards. Does it feel like to you that they're really they're just making sure that they're sticking with whatever it is that they like?
Yeah.
With this new coordinator and the play calling that's going on?
Keeping it basic, keeping it real simple. Nothing too crazy. Just keep the basic, the main thing, pretty much, if you want to say it that way.
Right. Well, and that's important, right? And I mean, kind of talking about what we saw early on in the year, I think we're kind of in a position at this point where I feel like probably you wish Brent Venables would have made the change a while ago. You might not be in a position where you're completely out of it as far as, in the race or anything like that. But, if you just had any kind of competent offensive play, because the defense has been really good. We saw some young linemen today, a lot of the young kids getting to play. Another big point of emphasis, I guess, for a lot of us, right? Because the left ass cheek thing had me thrown off. Welcome in, everybody. Steve Rollo's Sooner Legends podcast. Make sure you wipe your feet as you get in, and check in as you get in as well. We want to hear from everybody in Sooner Nation about what you think about today. I mean, to me, I don't think that this is one of you're going to have the trolls coming in talking about it's Maine. You did what you're supposed to do. Okay, that's what we're talking about. But to me, I think there's some questions that we're looking at moving forward. I mean, first off, I don't really see Joe John coming back as the coordinator this next year. No. But I think that you have an opportunity right now, if you're Joe John, to first of all secure your next job.
Oh yeah,
and secondly, to put this in a position where you have something for these guys to look forward to with the next year, and that kind of stuff. As far as your linemen are concerned, some of your running backs. I mean, you saw 200 plus yards from Javonte Barnes. You also saw Xavier Robinson get in and have a couple of big runs. Really loved what we saw from EPL, though, and Isaiah Autry and Brooks today as well.
Quick question. That penalty on EPL, does that bother you?
No, hell no. I
love that shit right there, man. That's the nastiness.
I want a nasty.
Coach. Hey, if you're going to get a penalty, make sure it's worth running those bleachers that you're gonna hit Monday. Make sure it's worth it.
Yeah, that was really important to have a nasty streak because we've talked about, you've heard people saying all year how the line just isn't that good. I don't know where Sooner Cowboys is at. He's missing in action today, I guess, because he was talking about that they were going to lose to Maine. So it's conspicuously missing from these chat rooms right now, but that's all right. I love it that I want you to get a penalty, right? I want you to get a penalty right there. I want you to show that nasty streak, and so that we don't have to continue trying to raid the portal for every offensive lineman. I think most people don't understand that the last 2 years that Lincoln was at Oklahoma, they only picked up, I think, 2 and 3 linemen. So that's 5 total in 2 years. Okay. Now, when you have some people go out, whether they go to the NFL or whether they go through the transfer portal, something like that. Now, what happens is that now you're short. So you've had to rely on transfer portal guys for a couple of years. But the last 2 cycles, particularly, are very nice as far as the linemen that you've brought in. Really, even the first one, you've got the guys like Isosa and Logan Howland. A lot of these guys, they're going to be right there, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that. What's up there, Crunch? Yeah, I'm a hater. But I like that idea. I like that now. And then plus you've got the 24K class, which we all know is really, really, really solid. Yeah. It's underrated as all get out, if you ask me. And you saw some of those guys today. So on top of that, they have the best offensive line class in the country coming up for the 25 class, if they can hold all of them, obviously. Everybody seems to be on board. You've heard Fasusi and Foji both say that they're all the way in. Darius Afalak, thing. I mean, this is a unbelievably good class. So to me, I feel like it's time to stop stunning their growth, let them get out there and play a little bit, and let's figure it out, you know, because until you do this, until you have those guys, you're just hoping that you're going to hit. You know, if you get a guy that's an SEC lineman and he's already been really good and you need to add him 1 or 2 guys or something like that is one thing. But having to add 3, 4, 5 guys out of the portal, and that's your starters, not good.
No, it's not good at all. You're going to spend more time trying to get that unit to be one unit. That's a lot to ask, man, in one season. Because as you can see, us fans, we're giving Coach B one season. He's had one bad season. I don't think it's a bad season. I think he just got some young talent, and we're asking for his job, man. So I think it's kind of ridiculous, man.
Yeah, I think the concern is that it's why it happened. You know, what happened, the reason. I think that would be my next thing is, do you feel like all of this was a result? I mean, clearly the injury stuff, it is what it is. But there was a competent offense on the field today, Coach. Do you think this was all a Seth Luttrell problem?
It's seeming to be that way. That's 2 straight games that the guys don't show a little bit more. What I like that I saw today, man, is that the enthusiasm is back. You know, guys are, you know, you're seeing the receivers run crisp, long routes, right routes.
Right.
When things don't go right, those guys are not getting their head down. I mean, but when you see plays like EPL and you see hits and guys stripping, I mean, even the penalty with the guy hitting the quarterback up high.
Right.
They're trying to get to the ball. It's unfortunate that it negated an interception, but you'll take that. You'll take that. Now that quarterback is going to think long and hard about, do I really want to take this to the chops? Do I really want to take it to the chops? Get rid of that ball real quick.
Yes, sir.
So, I mean, it is what it is, but it was a great game today, man. Great game, great confidence builder today.
Yeah, and I mean, again, it's Maine. You're supposed to do that. But here's the thing is you hadn't really seen these guys do what they're supposed to do in some of these games. I mean, I would have told you that you needed to do that to South Carolina too. You didn't. Now, granted, South Carolina has a hell of a defensive line. They did just give up a touchdown to Texas A&M. They're getting right back in this. Wait and see, folks. All the people that told me I was crazy for picking A&M, wait and see. It's because that's where we're at. Was Seth Luttrell the problem? Sooner Legend says yes, he was the problem. You know, it is what it is. I think that I love this point today. At one point, 11 offensive players were redshirt freshmen or true freshmen.
Yeah.
all 11. So that's pretty cool. Again, I think that you need them to grow up, and this is the time to get them to grow up. Now, as far as your receivers are concerned, you're not going to see that. You're going to see some of the guys that we expected to get some contributions from next year,
Yeah.
or this year, next year. So I would hope that, provided, of course, that they end up with the right offensive coordinator, that kind of deal. But again, you did what you're supposed to do against this team. I'm not telling you that, man, this is a huge win, because it's a win you better have gotten, or else
Yeah.
we're talking about a lot of different shit today.
Yeah.
Right now, we're not talking about anything other than this coaching staff is trash and toast.
Yeah.
I still have some concerns, but I would tell you that they've been alleviated somewhat just by the simple fact of, well, I'll let you talk about this. What are you seeing from this offense that we weren't seeing a few weeks ago?
First thing I see, man, is nastiness.
Mm.
Up front, I've never seen Devontae Barnes run this hard. I've never seen Devontae run physical.
Yeah.
I'm happy that a lot of runs were out wide. I'm not gonna say what I want to say. It was off the left tackle, and we were hey, they listened to the podcast. If you run out behind the left tackle, and if you break that, you saw what you saw today.
Yeah.
If you're running in the A and B gap, if you do break, there's a linebacker there. There's somebody in the middle, so you really can't break out. We need to get out to the outside and everything in the flats. I saw a lot of passes out in the flat. I saw a lot of play action for the first time. We've not seen a lot of play action, and what that made Jackson Arnold do is either you're going to run or you're going to throw the ball out in the flat. I hardly saw a ball thrown across the middle except for that deep pass that was to Hester. And that was running across the middle. So I just saw a more physical team today, a more disciplined team. They wasn't disciplined up front in the first beginning of the game, but I thought they wanted to try to set the tone. This is how the game's going to be. We're going to tire them down, and then we're going to, you scored 21 points in 6 minutes. When was the last time OU did that this season?
Well, and that's where I think you can't really judge that. Look, man, I like what they were doing, and that they were sticking with the same thing. Do I think that that transfers to SEC opponents? I don't know, right? Some of it, the running game though. Here's what I liked is that we've talked about building on what you're doing. You have to have something that you're trying to do, that it is your bread and butter of this offense. Today, it looked like they wanted to make that be the running game, correct?
Yes.
They couldn't stop the running game. You didn't see them have a concerted effort to make sure they get the ball in the air and get Jackson going that way. No, they kept. I said this on K. Chris's show that we do together, that they hit the button for the run game. The run game kept working, and they hit the button until they broke it.
Yeah.
Right. That's important to do that. That's what I like about it. It's not what you ended up with. It's not the score. It's not even the yardage. It's the fact that when it worked, you stuck with it. And that tells me that you have a game plan.
Yes. Well, you had a lot of freshmen come in there, man, and you normally don't see this when you bring in second and third, fourth string. There was no fall off. Those freshmen came in, and I'm gonna tell you right now, Xavier Robinson, dude, when he hit that dude and ran him over in the end zone, I'm like, good Lord. I mean, but that's that old Samaje Perine type of run, to where you fall forward. You don't fall backwards.
Right.
But to see him run, man, and Tatum, this backfield, man, it's in a good place. It's in a good place. Man, I don't know what South Carolina's on tonight, man, but Texas A&M is not playing.
Well, they just arm tackling. A lot of arm tackling, it looks like to me. But they're look, you got to give them credit when they start getting stuff done. Is that if they do anything pretty well, it's run. If they take that away from them, though, it'll be over. But
well, then the 12 personnel, and where they're running outside. You can do that all day. And I just don't. Then 12 personnel again. 12 personnel up the middle. But I'm glad to see Helms out there, man. I think he needs to be out there for the remainder of the season.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that he, first off, he deserves an opportunity, because you've seen even today, somebody was talking about it on the other show, but and look, I'm a Bauer Sharp fan. I like him, but he's not a blocker. You know, and I don't know that he's more. I don't think that he's any more athletic than Helms for any. In fact, I can tell you he isn't. So, you know,
no way, no way. How'd you blow that dead? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
No. Oh, you know what? That's a shovel pass. That's why he shoveled it forward. I'm seeing what you're saying. That's not a fumble. That's a shovel pass, bro.
I just now saw that. I thought he. Yeah, my bad. My bad.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. It's the first thing you think of. You know, you pitch it. If you pitch it forward, though, it's a forward pass.
Yeah.
So, but that was a stupid looking play.
Exactly. But you know who Helms remind me of?
Yeah.
Jermaine Grissom.
You think he looks?
Helms reminds me the way he runs and everything about him. He reminds me of Jermaine Grissom.
That would be dope.
Because Jermaine could run real. You can't put a linebacker on him because he'll outrun him. You can't put a safety on him. He's too big. So if you do, look what they did. They ran him on that's called a Dallas move, where you fake out and then you cut it in. Most tight ends do a zig route and they dash in and cut out. When you do a Dallas, it's go out and you go in. And the guy read the wrong one on that tip for the touchdown. The linebacker thought he was going out, and so he went outside and he went right on in there. Perfect call. Perfect call.
Yeah. Ooh, yes. Washington is beating USC right now 17-7.
Yeah. Dude, Lincoln's gonna be gone after this year, man. I'm sorry.
They owe him $90 million. He ain't going nowhere.
Hey, man, look.
I don't think so.
If there's anybody that can pay him that money.
Well, they could afford it. It's not that they can afford it, but I think they're going to try. They'll probably they'll put him into a situation where they can fire him with cause and not pay him that money.
Hey, they'll find dirt on you somehow, some way to get out paying that money.
Oklahoma State 35-14 getting beat by Arizona State at home with 10:51 left in the fourth.
Dude, damn.
Yeah, Kentucky's up 7-0 in the second quarter against Tennessee. Obviously, we're watching the A&M South Carolina game. It's South Carolina 17-13 at the moment. Clemson losing to Louisville in the second quarter 10-7. SMU up 14-3 in the second quarter over Pitt. In Dallas, let's see what else we got. TCU and Baylor are tied at 7 apiece. I don't know why that score just popped up there, because I could care less about that team, about that game. Yeah, wow. I guess it's because it's probably the only thing that's left on. But let's look at the scores for throughout the day. Let's talk about a little bit of these games. Ole Miss just rolls over Arkansas 63-31. That is not an expected outcome, as far as, you know, you figure if you're going to put up a fight, you would do that in Fayetteville. They got throttled. Florida takes a lead at the half, but they lost DJ Lagway in that first half. Second half, it's all Georgia, 34-20 final. You know, that's an expected outcome. Obviously, I think that there's some times that you see Georgia plays down to their competition a little bit.
Yep.
I kind of think that's what happened there. Let's see. Miami rolls over Duke 53-31. Number 5, Miami keeps on going. You know, I mean, that's you did what you got to do in a game like that. And Duke's been pretty good with Manny Diaz coaching them. Let's see who else we got. Oh yeah, obviously the big one of the day. Number 3, Penn State. Hosting number 4, Ohio State. As normal, Ohio State beats the Nittany Lions 20-13. I don't know if you're Penn State's athletic director, if you're Penn State's administration, how do you keep James Franklin around when he's losing every time you go up against one of the conference's important games, the good teams?
Dude, he cannot win a big game, man.
You got to do it at some point. Now, to be fair, this might be, is talent wise, this may be the best Ohio State football team in a long time.
Yeah.
Right. But they've already lost a game on the road at Oregon. They found a way to get it done, and they haven't beaten anybody really either. So that makes me kind of wonder. But I think if you're James Franklin, I don't understand what do you need? You know,
he can't go for this. He can't go for this. Oh yes, he can. 4-2. 4-2. On the 38-yard line.
Holy shit!
Well,
it was a big thunderclap out there, dog. Oh, whoa!
They missed it. Ball going the other way.
Oh, good.
You punt and put the ball down on it and make them march a long yard. You don't go for it when you're up. You punt the ball inside the 10 or 5, and you
don't allow this.
No.
This is why
they just scored. So the momentum is going to be on them. Why would you do that?
Yeah, listen. I agree. This is why I tell you that I don't think the Beamer's very good.
That's a good thing, Sooner Legend. That gives us a better chance to get Kolnicki.
Yeah, I think that that's a possibility. I think you'll know more as the month goes along in November, because as we're starting to see how the playoff situation kind of straightens itself out. You're gonna have to wait and see what happens. I don't know who Penn State has left on their schedule that can beat them. They should be a playoff team.
Let me see.
That should probably have just knocked them out. But now Indiana has Ohio State, I think, next week or the week after that. In a couple of weeks with them, for sure. They win 47-10 today over a pretty hapless Michigan State. So they're doing what they're supposed to do. I don't know that I really believe in them because they really hadn't played anybody yet. But I do like what they're doing. And I think that if you're Indiana, it's any win. Anytime you start off at, what are they like now, 8-0, 9-0? That's big.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen them really beat anybody of significance yet. 24-19, Kansas State goes down at Houston, though. That is a big time defeat right there, because that probably knocks them out of contention for the Big 12 championship game, which is the only way you're going to get into the playoff. I think Kansas State's in deep shit now. That's a bad loss. It's a bad loss.
Penn State schedule. Next week they play Washington. Then they play Purdue. Then they play Minnesota, and then they finish the season with Maryland.
They should win all those games.
I don't know, man. You know what I'm thinking?
Maybe Washington, but
I'm tell you who might sneak up and get them. And I hate to say it, Minnesota.
Yeah,
it's at Minnesota.
I'm gonna have to see it first.
hey, it's like the same thing today with Army and Air Force.
Shut up.
I know. Oh, he gone. Oh, good run,
dude. This kid.
They get ready to score again, man.
Bro, Marcel Reese is a bad dude, bro.
But that's what I like. You don't try to make a dual threat quarterback a passing quarterback. You let him use a little bit.
But
you make him two-dimensional versus one-dimensional. Either he can run or throw. That's one thing I hated when they did to Cam. They made Cam a throwing quarterback. Cam is not a throwing quarterback.
Check it out. Shout out to Bloody Guns. Says he finished getting his master's degree a few days ago.
Good job, man.
Job. Well done. Done.
Man, look,
much love. That is well done, man. Good stuff, man. Congratulations to you. Now get your ass to work.
That's what they say. You got the paper now, so
go get the paper.
It's time.
Now you get to go pay for that master's degree. That ought to be fun, Bloody. But no, congratulations. Very cool. Like seeing that out of you guys, and congrats. No, that's super cool, man. See who else is in here that we hadn't got to. T Boomer, mouse up, my guy. Stink ass cat.
Good run. Oh my.
Who else we got? Steve Rollo in the house. Miguel. Glad to see everybody in here. Bishop Frank is always our guy. Who else we got in here? We're missing a few people. David Whitehead. What's up, my guy?
First lady. I ain't seen her yet.
Where's Kimberly K?
I ain't seen First Lady yet.
Somebody better get a hold of her. Somebody better get a hold of her. No, it's look, I think this was a good day for Oklahoma. You really want to make sure that you that was 6 long years. He said, yeah, 2 more years you go be a doctor.
Yep.
You know,
Get your
but
doctorate.
yeah. Hey, congrats though, man. That's good stuff. What is the degree in? So what are you going to be doing? You going to work now, or are you just going to be still? I mean, you're going to make it a career and stay in college. That's what I should have did. Was just stayed in school.
If we all could go back and change something, I would have stayed and did my 20 in the military to get paid every single month, and then I would have went in and got my master's in education, like my mom told me.
Yeah, I can see that. I understand. It's understandable. Let's see. Anything? What is your thoughts on this? What's up with Okie Light, man? What's up with Okie Light? And I mean, they just say he's gaslighting the shit out of everybody. But do you think is there a chance that Gundy's on the hot seat at this point? Or are they that stupid that they're just going to let him continue being shitty?
Here's the thing.
Because if it wasn't for getting bailed out last year, they have this year last year too.
Yep. Your 2 best schools are gone. Now, let's be realistic. Talent-wise, I
don't know that they're there.
Oklahoma State. I mean, but there ain't. I mean, who you got? Your stuff like, Flag. What?
Yeah.
Oh boy, that's a bad call. He mugged him. Oh my goodness.
He was definitely trying to.
No,
Raymond, before we get to this OSU stuff, let's talk about this. Raymond Hennigan says, did y'all see some good things we can build off going into these next 3 games? I did. Look, I think that when it comes to this Oklahoma game, and we'll talk a little bit about this, and then we'll kind of move on to some of these other games, because I mean, I understand everybody wants to talk about this, though. Look, what I'm seeing that's positive to me is the fact that they just have a coherent game plan. It looks like that the offensive linemen, and I think that up until Jacob Sexton got hurt last week, they had a coherent game plan there as well. I think you got behind the sticks a little bit in the second half where, you had some 3rd and longs. Like I said, I felt like once Sexton went down, they had like 5 of their 6 sacks, or, you might think that they had 10 sacks, or 9 sacks or whatever it is. But the truth is some of those were on designed runs. So I don't know that they were really sacks. There's tackles for loss, but a lot of that stuff came after Sexton went out. That's where I kind of feel like you do have a positive thing, though, that now that you're seeing what these younger guys are going to do, you are seeing that a lot of these people that are big Bill haters, you can hate all you want to, but these are freshman kids that came in today on that offensive line and showed their shit.
Yeah.
Right? Freshmen, redshirt freshmen, they came in and handled it. Now, you're playing against Maine, so that may not translate. But what is that the main thing is just the competency. I think the fact that he had a plan, he's still learning about calling plays. He hasn't been a play caller before. Joe John has not. So I don't have a huge problem with it. That's my thing. And it seems like Jackson looked a little bit better. It looked like, to me, having a quarterback coach, that's another big thing. You're seeing fundamental stuff on the field that you aren't seeing earlier in the season. Are you noticing that?
Yeah.
Fundamentals, like they're back to their fundamentals on quarterbacks.
That old saying, fundamentally sound. Not making things too complicated, not making things too, we always said you don't want Jackson thinking about too many things. You want him to have 1 or 2 things on his mind, and that's it. Catching the ball, getting rid of the ball. That's it. Nothing else. Don't try. This team was not a team that you really have to go through 3 or 4 progressions. You should be able to go to 1 or 2. But I like the way Jackson ran the ball today. There were a few throws that I didn't like when he got happy feet, when he didn't have to have happy feet, but that line played great, man. All freshmen. So you got to be happy with that. And I don't want to hear it's Maine. Okay, I'll take it with a bunch of freshmen. A bunch of freshmen playing against Maine. That's a big deal because some of those there's some guys on that Maine team, man. They're pretty nice. They're pretty nice. That quarterback, man, he's tough. That quarterback for Maine, he's tough. And Gillette, that wide receiver,
Yeah.
that's a bad boy.
Randy Moss's kid?
No, that's 81. Number 18, I think it's Gillette or Gillette.
Oh yeah, the one that's he's beaten.
He had cancer. He had
twice.
leukemia. Dude, he a
He's beaten
stud.
it twice. Lost his mom to it.
Man. Yeah, in March. That's sad, man.
Yeah,
He's
man.
stud.
Yeah.
I like stories like that, man, because it shows that he's playing because he loved the game. He ain't playing for anything else. So no, man, I'm happy about today, man. Yes, it might have been a scrimmage, but it was a scrimmage that we needed to build confidence. So now do the same thing that we did today against Missouri, and we'll be fine.
Facts. Well, Missouri is not looking good. I mean, if they don't have Cook, I don't know what they got. But even with Cook, they haven't looked good most of the season. They escaped the Vandy game. They escaped the Boston College game. They've escaped a few of them, right? I would tell you that they're not in great shape. So, and look, Oklahoma hasn't looked good either. I think it's a matter of you got to get good at the right time. If you win this game and you can, I think it's a pipe dream to expect them to win out, okay? I just don't see it. But if you can win this game and get a little bit of just some more better feelings, right? More better feelings about what's happening. You get some confidence in yourself. I think that's what you're trying to do. It's all about moving forward from here. You want to get bowl eligible. Look, if you can finish 7-5, right? You finish 7-5, or man, if you can finish 7-5, you're in good state. You're in good shape. Yeah. So I think that would have pissed us off starting out the year, but we also didn't see everything happening that happened either, right?
Dude, 6 receivers out. Shit. Damn.
Yeah.
That still hurts me, man, because we don't really know how good this team could have been if we would have had at least 2 receivers every single game. At least 2. Mm-hmm. If we would have had Farouk and Burke, those 2 are all we need out of the 6. Those 2, man, look.
Sooner Legend saying, I'm telling you, OU's going to upset LSU. He's been saying it for a year.
I think so too, man.
I think this is hopium coming through, but I'd love it if you were right, Sooner Legend. I would love it if you were right. 6 now.
Texas A&M get ready to score.
6 what? 6 what? What are we talking about, Fatty?
I don't think.
So they had 6 rushing touchdowns today. I know that part, if that's what we're talking about. 381 yards, 6 rushing touchdowns, 200 yards from Javonte Barnes, who looked pretty good.
Damn.
I'd like to see that again translate, but you did see him cutting on it. Jenna, you were talking about Colton Ecke. You said y'all still want Cade Bell. Pitt's down 21-3 versus SMU. It's a early. It's not over yet, but you like Casey Woods. I like Casey Woods too. I think that SMU's done a really good job with the staff that they have. But I don't like Casey Woods as a candidate here. I still like Andy Colton Ecke. We're talking about an Ohio State defense that should be one of the best in the country, period. Mm-hmm. With everything that they have. From front to back, they're unbelievably talented. So, look, I more put that loss on the person that it should be on, which is James Franklin, their inability to get things done at the right time. You're saying, but Ohio State should be an example, the example we use. They're the closest defense, if not basically the Big Ten closest defense to an SEC defense, not including Oregon's and Penn State. Before we go after Andy, what? Or Shanahan,
you
really have to base things how their offenses move against the best of the best, them running through the middle of the pack of the Big Ten. I'm not thinking about the guys that I'm going to tell you now. The Indiana guys are off for me. I'm not on them.
Here's the thing, Jason. Nobody's talking about. the talent level that OU has versus what Indiana
Penn State
has
even, or
ain't even close.
right, or Penn
Even with
State.
Penn
I mean,
State, even Penn State,
Penn State
nobody.
doesn't get any electric offensive
No,
players. Now they have a good quarterback, but which receiver do you see on that football team that you really love?
touchdown, A&M.
Okay,
Good,
yeah, you're a little bit
good
ahead, about
call.
5
Good play
seconds ahead
call.
of me. That was a good play call.
Oh, am I? My bad. I didn't mean to spoil it for you.
No, that's all right. No, you good. I'm glad it was a good answer. Stein would be this top choice
I
after
like
him.
Stein.
Colin Klein at Texas A&M. Klein's not coming. Klein's not coming. He's there, and he's in a good position right now. I think the next place that Klein goes is to his own school. He's going to be coaching himself. So I think that I don't really see that happening. But I like Stein. I think that there's a possibility we could get, and I'll tell you who. If you don't get Colton or Stein, here's where I would go with it. I'm back to the GJ Kinney's deal. GJ Kinney would bring with him the offensive coordinator that everybody's talked about as well. I love that. I like that idea because I think that if you're Kinney, you would take that job as an OC knowing that if something happens with Brent, you're going to have an opportunity to get the Oklahoma job. If you do a good job, you're going to get a better job as a head coach than what you were ever going to get beforehand. Right now, he has an opportunity to say, get Okie Light. Okay. He's done well enough at the lower levels to get an Okie Light job if they ever were to fire Gundy. If he goes to Oklahoma, you can get a big time job in the SEC as doing Willie. Look at what Levy did. Levy parlayed it into an SEC job. So I would just tell you that's what I think. Now, after those guys, my next one would probably be the Tulane offensive coordinator. He's done a great job. There's certainly familiarity there. He was there at Clemson when, as part of the staff that they had with Chad when he was coordinator, quarterback coach. He's done a great job. He's spent a lot of his time though now with the Tulane coach. What's his name? That Tulane, really good. They've been really good for the last 4 years now. So, if you don't get Colton, would you give JJF a closer look? I think that JJF is out unless they win out, and even then, I think it's silly.
He can't take that chance, man. He can't. Look, the one thing you got to look at, Jason, is when they got rid of Seth, you couldn't just go out and get a new OC right then because that would pretty much just destroy the whole season. So you got to let Joe John finish it out. But Brent knows he has to go get someone.
Yeah, he doesn't have time. It's not because I don't think that JJF could possibly be a good coordinator. I just want everybody to understand that. Fair or unfair, and Chris Mason said this on the show with Chris a minute ago. Chris Mason was saying the recruiting hasn't been up to par with Joe John Finley. Okay, maybe, and yes, we know that they got what's his name, the freshman they got because of Hawkins, right? The freshman
he hurt. No, he hurt, dude. He got hit low. Oh, he got hit low. The quarterback did.
Yeah, I saw that.
Damn.
I saw that.
But he didn't mean to. But man, damn.
Craddock.
Shit.
Why would you say you can't risk that? Because I don't know how much risk that is, because if you've looked at what he's done he has run a competent, very, very good offense for the last 3 straight years. They're one of the top offensive scoring teams in the country now at Tulane.
Damn.
So that's just kind of where I'm at. Yeah, Okie Light would be smart if they made GJ Kinney their head coach. But they're not that smart. You know what I mean? So that's their problem. They should have done it years ago. But at this point, if they're not going to get rid of, it's a shit show in Stillwater. It really is a shit show, and they because he's holding court and just getting away with whatever the hell he wants these days.
Yeah.
Whatever
Pretty
he
much.
wants. He's gaslighting everybody in his, he doesn't even have to answer questions. He's full of shit, and they're just doing it. Where has Craddock coached? Troy and Tulane. Okay, he's been at Troy and Tulane. He has been at Clemson.
Yeah.
And he was the quarterback coach and assistant to Chad Morris at Clemson. He did the same thing. He was the coordinator for Chad Morris whenever he was at Arkansas as well, and called the plays. So Craddock's he's already been in the SEC, and what they did at Troy and Tulane is big.
Yeah.
Make no mistake. They've won some big games there. Didn't Troy beat an SEC team 2 years in a row?
I think so.
So I don't know, man. I'm just saying. I like Craddock. Listen,
they were about
I'm
to
just
get
telling you why I like him. But
Damn.
I'm not saying that has to be what you do, right?
Damn, he almost took his damn head off.
Are we really on Sean Lewis this hard? Why are we on Sean Lewis so hard? He didn't
man.
do very well at Colorado.
No.
And they're not very good at San Diego State right now.
No.
Now you have to rebuild whatever, you had to do there, but I don't know that I love him. I don't hate Sean Lewis, but I don't think he's the guy right here.
No.
I think that there's a lot of guys I go with first. I don't know, where are you at on this? Who do you like as far as these guys?
Stein. I like Stein. And if we can get Penn State's OC, I would take Stein, or I would take Texas State OC.
Or the head coach, JJ,
yeah.
He's going to bring the OC with him if he gets that,
I would think.
Yeah.
I would think to be, think about this, Jason. Texas State head coach or go be OC at Oklahoma. What's your is there an upside? Yes.
Right.
You do that to get you a D1 job or a Power 5 job. You don't stay at Texas State when Oklahoma or Alabama's or like they come calling you to be the OC. You don't stay there. Oh damn, hold on.
Yeah, so Joe Craddock, yes, and I know what you're saying. You said he's only been at Tulane because they just got there. Go look back at what they were doing before. Because they just got to Tulane. They were at Troy. He was with the same staff at Troy. They were kicking ass in that league. They were kicking ass in that league. Listen, I'm just telling you. I'm not telling you that he has to be the guy. I'm telling you that he's not as bad of a
fumble.
I don't think that he's a bad
fumble
candidate though.
Covered by Texas A&M.
All right, you got to stick with me here, Coach.
I'm sorry. I'm into this game, man. It's crazy.
Texas A&M is about to blow them out.
No, it's a flag on the play. Fuck.
About to blow them out. Steiner, Coltonicki. Next prospect, Shanahan at Indiana. I'm not in agreement with Shanahan.
No.
It's not. And here's the thing: that at that point, if you're going after this guy, because we've seen 1 year out of this guy. First of all, number one, okay. I don't know how much of it he has to do with what they're doing. Okay, I don't know how much he has, and he's not the quarterback coach. I know that he's the running backs coach and co-OC, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta find and stick with a quarter. That's the biggest part of what was really wrong, I think. Well, no, I'll take that back. Part of what was going on was that these kids were not getting developed in the quarterback room because Seth didn't know what the hell he was doing with them.
No.
Washington beating Tebow 20-7. Shocker.
Dude.
Big shocker.
They're
in deep shit. They're in deep shit. Y'all be looking for my next column on Tebow, and I'm gonna be doing a video about that here later too. But no, Oregon beat the crap out of Michigan today, 38-17. That was in the big house. Yeah, look. Let's see what else. they will release hints at the end of the season. We'll have an idea who the candidates are then. I think that they're releasing hints now.
Yep.
This is the last month of the season. We're in it. We're in November, folks. Wild as it may sound. Coach Ricks, Coach Ricks, did both J.A. and Hawk look more comfortable in the pocket today? Can I ask why?
Easy. Play calling simple.
Mm-hmm.
Play calling is simple. But there was an understanding. If you watch that game, there was an understanding that we're going to let the quarterback roll outside. There wasn't no wide non-technique outside the tackles. They kept everything inside. So that must have been communicated because Jackson ran outside all day. And then when Hawkins came in, he ran outside all day. So there was an understanding that if things break down, we're going to contain everything inside and let the quarterbacks roll outside. And great gameplay. I mean, I like Joe John, man, but I think that it's to the point right now we can't stick with him going forward because there's still you were there when things went crazy, when things went south. So it got to be a different person, a different voice in the room in order for this to work for BV.
Well, I mean, he was also the co-OC. So how didn't you not have any more ability to kind of take over some of that or get in there and talk to BV or whatever? I mean, look, you got to be more assertive in that position, right? I mean, somehow.
Didn't they say that him and Seth were best friends? You mean tell me that I can't get in there and tell you, hey,
I don't know that they're great friends. I think
they were standing on TV today. They said on TV today that he took the job of his best friend. So it's kind of, I'm like, okay, if they were best friends.
Oh, no. I think they were talking about Leb.
Oh, were they?
Because Leb is his best friend.
They're talking about Seth. So I was like, if they were, even if they weren't, if I'm cold something and I know something don't look right over and over and over and over and over again, I got to say something. And that's just like Jason.
And if we are friends, then tell them what the hell's the matter with you. Yeah.
Hey, if me and you in the car together and you go into a brick wall and I don't say nothing, my ass deserves to die with you. My ass deserves to die with you without saying something. So
listen, so in text you said, how the hell could Seth not know what he was doing when he was successful at 2 or 3 other places before becoming a head coach at UNT, and he was successful at UNT as well? I think that the idea was, he had shown promise. He had shown promise in some certain areas. I think that the UNT part, you hear that he was calling plays, but you also know that you had Graham Harrell there for those years that they won the 9 games. So I don't know that I really believe that, because then they kind of fell off the map there, and then they fired him quick. So something happened, right? Yeah. Something happened there. I don't know. Listen, I'm not going to sit here and tell you I know exactly what went wrong. The other thing is there's a difference in being a coordinator at Carolina and that success, right? I don't know. Yeah. And on top of that, he was with Larry Fedora, I believe.
Yeah.
Larry Fedora he wasn't calling the damn plays when Larry Fedora was there.
Nope. That was all Larry Fedora.
Right.
That was all him.
I mean, so let's just, I mean, it is what it is. It's just like we talked about with Leb. He was learning to be a play caller. Yeah. Now, he's been around enough really good play callers that he was pretty good at it, but he lacked some things situationally that we wanted to see. Something did go very wrong with what went wrong is that he decided that he knew better than everybody else, and it doesn't sound like he knew better than anybody.
Nope. The play calling that Joe John's doing right now, if we'd have had that from day one,
I mean,
we wouldn't be here 5-4.
And I said this earlier. I think that the biggest problem here, I know people still believe that you're going to get both these quarterbacks back. I don't. In fact, I still don't think you get Jackson back. I don't think you get Jackson back. I think that Jackson is playing good soldier. I think that his family is being quiet behind the scenes and working to get him out of there. Yeah. I do.
If they're not, Jason,
your chance would be that you go get a guy like Will Stein, right? If You can go get Will Stein or Koltanecki, and they love him. That's your shot. He's not damn sure staying for Joe John Finley.
No.
And I would tell you that I think that you got to get a big time dude, because I think that the narrative, right or wrong, is going to be that Brent Venables don't know what the hell he's doing with offenses. He made a stupid hire and he wasted these quarterbacks. And whether or not it's coming from the media or from other schools, that's what's going to be out there.
Yeah. So in Texas, I don't think Jackson stays.
Jackson's
like Jason. I don't think he's
staying. I don't think so either. This is just an opinion of mine. I haven't heard anything in particular. I'm just telling you, we've seen this before, man. We've seen this stuff before.
Yep.
Mintz out of Tulane. Well, you'd have to go get Craddock if that's the case. Yeah. I like Mintz out of Tulane. I like those guys. I'm just telling you, I think that you're losing at least one. I think you're losing at least one. Yeah. It is what it is. And it doesn't look like it's Hawkins because his brother still apparently is locked in. Yeah. I don't know. I would tell you that I know look, I'm not saying anything bad about Jackson. He's been a good soldier. He's never bitched and complained. He did, but even what he said after they put him back in, that you could say, you were like, okay, yeah, he talked about the fact that what was it? Stein is the goal, but going to be tough in money. The money's not the point. Don't worry about the money stuff.
Yeah.
Right. It is what it is. Look, I hope you're right, Sooner in Texas. I do hope you're right. I hope I'm way off on this one. Nice to see some offense, Sandy Green says. You're right.
We don't.
Yeah. Okay. There's a competition at other schools too, but I'm going to say, well, okay. Well, think about this. Carson Beck, although Carson Beck may not have as much of a NFL draft stock as he had coming into the season at the end. So you could see him stay another year.
Yeah.
But I think I wouldn't be surprised to see him at Ole Miss. If Lane stays at Ole Miss, I wouldn't be surprised to see him at Ole Miss because he was locked into Ole Miss before that. I wouldn't be overly surprised if he went to Lebby at Mississippi State, but they've got a freshman that's killing it that they love.
Yeah.
And they've got a 4-star stud, the number 1 player out of Mississippi that is supposed to be going to Mississippi State also. I just don't think it's going to work. But I could see UGA, I could see LSU because you're going to end up losing this quarterback there too. Somebody said USC after the other stream. I don't see that. I think that we just talked about it. Tebow's in trouble. Yeah. So it is what it is on that. But I think overall, we're going to have to wait and see kind of what happens, man. We're going to have to wait and see. Do you bring a veteran quarterback in? Yeah, why not? Yeah. Yes. I think no matter what you do, you make them compete for the job, no matter what.
That's the thing. I think you were right what you said earlier on in the season, that just giving Jackson the keys to the car and everything, man, that was the wrong move.
Yeah.
There was no competition. He knew he had the spot already. So you wasn't focused.
Well, there were whispers about whether Hawkins was better in camp. In spring. It was whispers. But why? Because they already had a bunch invested in him, in Jackson. And you know that you're gonna lose him too. Nobody wants to lose him. But I think that now you got to make sure that it's a competition. And if you tell Jackson Arnold that it's a competition coming into next year,
he gone.
He gone.
He gone. Not gone. Gone.
Listen, you already pulled him out in favor of the other kid. I'm just telling you why I believe the way I believe. I'm not saying that I know anything or that I'm right, because I may be wrong. I could see Jackson at Notre Dame as well. Legolas fan. Yes, he was. That was another one of those teams that really liked him. And look, now that they have a real deal offensive coordinator at Notre Dame, they're going to continue to. But here's the other thing. They've got that Carr kid who looks like the part also. True freshman. He's learned. He's learning. They don't have a empty cupboard at Notre Dame at the moment.
Do you think Jackson is? I ain't gonna say scared, but you think Jackson don't want to go somewhere where he has to compete because he might not win out, and then that's another year gone, or what?
This is a good question. Does Brent have the balls to do it? He better. This is his job on the line. And here's the other thing I would tell you. It's not really about Brent. Because clearly it's not about Brent. It's going to be about this coordinator and whether he has the balls to do it. Here's what I would tell you. That if you see Jackson stay, it's going to be because they got a legit offensive coordinator that they can turn the keys over of all of it to. Right? That's what I think. What kind of offense would be best for our defense? I think pro style with heavy run first. Pro style isn't really what they're used to doing at all. It would hurt your continuity's sake, and I don't think that you can afford to do that right now. Now, I understand what you're saying, but do you have the personnel to be a pro style offense
Not right now.
Because I don't think you do. This isn't Georgia.
No,
we haven't built up that much depth in. I mean, I think you've got enough that you don't have to raid the portal for linemen right now. But I don't think that you've built up enough depth in those big monsters that they have like at Georgia right now for you to be a pro-style offense. I just don't.
No, I feel you on that.
RPO of some kind. I think that you can mix it up a little bit and be heavy run. I think you can be heavy run though out of the spread offenses that you see around the country right now. Right? So yeah. I don't think that you're stuck on the pro style stuff. To be honest with you, that works at Georgia and it worked for a time at Alabama. It's really not working anywhere else, folks. It's really not working anywhere else. And is it really working at Georgia? Because I'm seeing regression there.
Mm-hmm. I beg to differ. on
at
this
Georgia.
One. No,
we don't have a roster to stay spread.
Yes, we do. All those studs we got here.
What does that mean? Why do you say that? Explain what you're saying. I don't mind you saying it. I just want to know what you're saying. What? Oh, I know what you're talking about. The last time they were there. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think that you have time to go to a pro style. I think that that's going to give you. Look, it's great if that's the decision that a new head coach comes in and says the day that he gets there that this is what we're going to do. First off, I don't feel that. Yeah, we're still locked for our 4 online recruits. I heard that by that. Yeah, I've heard that from, you've seen it on Twitter. Foji and Fasusi have both reiterated that they're locked in to Oklahoma. Darius Afalava has never wavered. And then Fasusi, you guys, people don't remember. People kind of seem to forget that Fasusi's best friend and offensive line mate, he's going to come as a preferred walk-on. But he's a stud too. And he's locked into Oklahoma. So that Fasusi going somewhere else stuff, I don't see it. We don't have the receiver talent, and the O-line is bad at plastic. Wait.
Yeah, we're getting kind of lost.
We're talking about the guys that you're seeing today, this year, that were transfer portal guys. Okay. The receiver talent is not. That's not the case. What? Can I just put it this way, my friend and coach? Stop me if I'm wrong here.
Okay.
You've got a bunch of guys that are super talented, and we know that Emmett Jones is doing a great job recruiting. Now, there's a difference in what you saw last year from a guy like Nick Anderson and even Jaden Gibson, because they didn't have to come in and be the number one guy.
Nope.
These guys, we're asking them to come into a situation and be the same as Deion Burks and Nick Anderson and Jaden Gibson and Drake Stoops or Andrell Anthony day one.
Yep.
And it's not the same as what you're seeing at Alabama with Ryan Williams. It's not the same that what you're seeing with Smith at Ohio State. It's not.
Yep.
Becoming the guy when you're not the guy, it happens because why does that happen, do you think? Think about this. A guy like, well, let's just CeeDee Lamb. When CeeDee Lamb got there, he was great as a freshman. You know why? Because D.D. Westbrook was on the other side.
Yep. Yep.
And don't forget Rook. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
There's a difference. And, you know, the same with Ryan Williams is the guy there. I don't know that he wouldn't be the guy anywhere. But, I mean, there's some guys are different. But sometimes you get a chance to kind of grow into that part. It's different, right? You have your doubts. Who is next? There's and all of the guys being hurt are a foot out the door. I don't agree with that either. I don't agree with that either. In fact, I've heard from people that know these kids that are not saying that. There's rumors and bullshit out there all over Twitter from the doom and gloomers and the Texas fans and people like that want you to believe that all these guys are leaving.
Gone. They're not. They're not.
They would have been probably if you keep Seth around. But you can sell them on that. And I'm going to tell you, before the season started, everybody would have told you if there was a better receiver room in the country, it was in Columbus, Ohio.
Yep.
But that would have been it.
That's it. I just think they're all coming
Stephen
back.
G says he heard that he can guarantee that 4 will be back, says Stephen G. I believe what Stephen G's saying. I don't see Deion Burks going anywhere. We hadn't gotten anything out of Deion Burks really anyway. But I think he's coming back.
Here's the thing. Why would you go to the league and the last footage they got is that you missed 6 games due to injury?
He's not going anywhere. And I don't even think he can. He was a freshman. He's got another year either way. He could leave again.
Yeah.
He could leave again. He could transfer.
I don't think I think OU is going to be full throttle and ready to go next year, man.
Look, this defense is only going to be better. You don't have to even be. You just got to be. Look, they're competent at this point. You just got to be close to as good as you were maybe 2 years ago. Close to that good. You don't have to be. You don't have to be the number 1 offense in the country to win in this league. And I'm going to say that again because look, last week. That team that just went to Arkansas and beat the holy shit out of them today on Ole Miss was losing to Oklahoma.
Yep. Yeah.
They're not as far away as it seems. They're just not.
Nope.
Every one of these games that they've lost in the SEC were winnable games. They could have beaten Texas. They had their foot on Texas's neck in the first quarter. They got 13 damn yards, and they couldn't put any points on the board because they didn't have a game plan that was worth the shit.
Nope. Got one-dimensional.
It's been one-dimensional all damn year, and that's the problem. We've seen them actually take a couple of shots down the field now. The last few weeks. It's important, guys. It's important. I would tell you that I'm not telling you that I think that they're going to go beat LSU in Alabama. I'm not telling you that. I think they might win one of them, but I think we got to see it first. But I don't think that we're in the same situation this time next year. I just don't. Because, first of all, I don't think that – here's the reason why. Because I don't think that Brent can afford to half-ass hire, number one. So they're going to get somebody in here who's going to put you in a good position to win. Anderson could be back and still be hurt. Why do you think that? Burks is not old enough to go. He hasn't been in. He was 1 year at Purdue and he came to Oklahoma. He's still got another year.
Yeah.
But Anderson could be back and still be hurt. But why do you think that? He tore his muscle there in his thigh muscle or whatever it is, but it's not like a torn ACL kind of deal. He's going to be all right.
And he tried to come back too soon.
Yeah. He's done for the year. I expect that you'll probably see him back. I hope you will. But that doesn't okay, fine. Gibson, I'm hoping we're going to see. We're going to see. But hey, guess what? You've got more freshmen coming in.
Yep.
And the hope is that these last 4 games of the year, the last 3 now, that they continue to get better, and you've seen better stuff out of everybody. I just see it. I get the doom and gloom stuff. I get it. That's what everybody wants to do. But you can't stay there. You can't stay there and just believe that this is going to continue to be like that. The torn quad. Yeah, that's not even. I mean, I'm not saying that's a great injury to have. It sucks, but he's not back this year, but he should be fine healed by the time we get back around to the season next year.
A torn quad, you're going to be out 6 months.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe 6 months.
That's just a regular without anything, but it's normally about 6 months.
Yeah, Sooner in Texas says, I'm telling you that Oklahoma beats both LSU and Bama. Of course, I might have been in that A&M locker room smoking dope with the Aggies. You drinking your own bathwater again? If we pull the win next week, what bowl would take it? Who cares? Who cares about that? The bowl isn't if you're not in the playoff, the only thing that matters about the bowl game is that you get the extra practices.
That's it. That is it.
That's all that matters. Don't give a shit about the bowl. I don't care. X-Rob looked awesome. Nice to have a big back again. No, I love him. I think he's going to be a good guy. I think that you probably lost. I mean, unless somehow DeMarco's out of there, I think that you probably lose Hicks. I don't know that you don't. I think Sawchuk probably same thing. I would also think that. Listen, unless DeMarco's gone, do you lose Javonte? I don't know, but you've got a couple of really good running backs coming in with this class. Plus, I think Taylor Tatum is the best guy. I still haven't seen what I want to see from Javonte against the best talent. We just haven't. Now, what he did today, yeah, it's promising. Seeing him cut and make, have some patience in the hole and that kind of stuff. I love that. But I got to see it against better competition before I really think that. And I just haven't been. I think that I got to be honest with you. I think that aside from X-Rob and Tatum, I think the rest of them are Jags in that room, man. I just do.
Yes. I mean, you got some more backs that's going to be coming in. That's going to either you got to play them or they're going to be in the portal too as well. So I don't know why Hicks isn't playing. He was the best running back in the he was the best running back that played in the preseason game.
Yeah. And I don't know what happened there. I don't know what's going on there. For some reason, he's in DeMarco's doghouse. It is what it is. Same with I don't know why you brought Sam Franklin. You haven't let him do shit. And that's you talk about some speed. That guy's fast. They haven't given him any run. I don't understand it. It is what it is. And I'm not saying that I don't like bowl games. I get it. And I'm not saying that. I just say the real reason that you worry about getting a bowl is the practices. That's what you're looking for. And look, man, Oklahoma fans could give a shit about a bowl game that isn't tied to some kind of championship aspirations at this point.
Yeah.
It's just more negativity. But I would also say we got to stop with some of this negativity. We're seeing some things, right? We're seeing some things that are promising. Now, okay, now we're talking. This is conversation I enjoy having. Now, if they continue losing this game today, which I don't see them winning it, I don't know that they make a bowl. They may go 5-7.
Who else? Who they gonna beat?
I don't know.
Let's check their schedule out. Let's see. I got it right here.
20-7. 2 minutes left in the third. They got to play Notre Dame. There's a loss. 28-3. Pitt's getting the shit kicked out of them tonight.
All right, they play
Okie Light 42-21 final.
Shit.
Got beat.
They play Nebraska.
They could lose that game very easily.
Not next week, but the following week. They play UCLA. That's a rivalry game. So
yeah, I mean they shouldn't lose that game, but who's to say?
And then they finish the season up at Notre Dame. So I see them. I mean, they might lose.
If we had the talent, we should, but he's stepping up the last couple. I'm not hating on Javonte. I just don't know that he's definitely not the number one guy. He cannot be your number one guy. And right now, the way that it's been this season, we're trying to run with him as the number one guy, and I don't love it. He's just not explosive enough.
Who, Barnes?
Yeah. No. Yeah, Javonte Barnes. Yeah, DeMarco got to go just for letting Tawi go. I would agree with that one. Nebby and UCLA, they could win that one. Didn't face us in the ball game. Possibly. If they beat Nebraska, they're going to have to beat Nebraska because they're going to lose to Notre Dame.
And then they might beat UCLA. If they beat UCLA, what's their record now?
They're 4-4. So they're about to go 4-5.
4-5.
They're going to lose to Nebraska, which is 6. If they lose to Notre Dame, that's 7. That's not getting there.
That's it.
If they lose 2 more, they're done. Not going to get there. Sawchuck's dinged. I'm not hating on him. Walker was a stud. He was. I'm a fan. We're a fan of Tawi, man. He's been on the show. We love him. And I mean, we loved him before he became on the show because, I mean, he was already at Wisconsin. How do you not find a way to keep him around? And we know what we heard about that. Killing it at Wisconsin. I think he's got 10 touchdowns in the last 4 games or something like that.
Yep. Well, some others is all NC State has. So that's why he went back home.
Small guys? Taylor Tatum's not small. He's a 6-footer, already over 200 pounds. I mean, he's a good sized back. Hicks isn't, I mean, dang, he looks like that dude off the bus. Javonte, not really small. Sawchuck is small. Xavier Robinson ain't small.
No, he's 220. What, 225?
225? Ripped. He was 240 when he got here, so he turned some of that chunk into muscle. Every USC win gonna be a shootout. I don't know that I want to go up against USC necessarily this year, but I would like to see them in the future. Yeah. But I don't know that you get it out there. Yeah, Smothers wanted to go back home. Some kids don't like being far away from home. Can't wait. I don't think that was DeMarco's fault, but he didn't play enough to stay around and to be happy. Yeah. Barnes ain't a small back, or nor is that no, not small. Not small. Smothers was a little small, but he was electric though, at least. You know? Hollywood Smothers. But that's what they're missing in that room is that electric guy. And now you've got Torrey Blaylock coming in this class. As long as, you know, that's assuming that you keep DeMarco. But how many people want that to happen? I don't know. I think it's all going to depend on who you got. If you go get Will Stein, chances are Rashard Samples comes with him as the running back.
That's a given. That's a given.
That's a good thing. That's a given. Thing. Be really good. So we'll see. We'll see, man.
Well, Jason, people gotta look at it like this. Sometimes you get running backs. I hate to say it, but it's always a given. You get running backs because you got that OU on your shirt when you walk into the living room. That's a real big difference. It's a real big difference playing running back for Oklahoma. You look at all the greats. So you know if you're coming to Oklahoma, and I hate to say it, because DeMarco done a terrible job of playing these running backs and sharing time with everyone. I remember when we had P. Ryan and Joe Mixon sharing the backfield, and it was thunder and lightning. Then we had Adrian Peterson, and then we had what's the little back? God dog it. Oh God.
Oh,
From
Quentin
Jinx.
Griffin.
From Jinx.
Oh,
His son might be coming to Oklahoma. What's his name?
yeah. It's on the tip of my tongue too, man.
I can't think either. God
Sooner
dog
Legend.
it.
Oh, damn it. Hicks ended up going to SMU or UNT or Baylor or TCU, having a season like T-Walk, shaking my head on DeMarco. Yeah, DeMarco's as much as I loved him as an Oklahoma running back, I don't love him as a coach. I just don't. I don't. And I mean, here's Tashard Choice over there just killing it at Texas with guys.
Yeah. There it is. Keon, yeah.
Kejuan Jones.
Kejuan Jones, yes.
That's
and Chris Brown, yes. That's
Chris
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We've always had a two-back tandem.
Bro, Kejuan was a dog.
Yes.
That guy. Oh shit.
And wasn't big at all, but he ran physical.
Loved him. Loved Kejuan.
You know you was good when you were sharing the field with Adrian Peterson. You know you were good.
Yeah.
And I love Alan Patrick. I love Alan Patrick
too. Yeah, me too, man.
He ran hard. He was physical.
Love those guys.
So
I don't think that Lincoln's gonna get fired yet. I think it's they owe him too much. $90 million. It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
I think he gets one more year, probably at least. Jones from Owasso.
Hey Jace, you're gonna hate me, man, but I gotta get up out here. My daughter car broke down, and I gotta go.
Go take care of daughter. Go take care of daughter, man.
She got my grandbaby.
We appreciate you coming on. Hey, if you didn't go over there, I think we're running this to Coach Rich's channel as well. So get over there and give him a like, give him a subscribe. If you haven't already become a subscriber, we'd appreciate it. Hey, thanks for coming in. Go take care of her, and we'll see you here Monday.
Yeah, man. Thank you guys, man. Y'all have a good one.
Have a good one, man.
All right, bud.
All right, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna get out of here pretty soon too. Make sure that you hit that like button. If you hadn't already hit that like button, man, come on now. We need you to do that. We've had about 400 people, and we've got, come on now, just 23 likes. Maybe some of those maybe some. But take care. Buyout is too big for Lincoln or BV. Same timeline for both, in your opinion. Yeah, I think you may be right there. Legolas. Yeah, Jones from Owasso. Okay. Appreciate Coach Ricks for jumping in. Appreciate Coach Ricks for jumping in. I don't know. I'm looking at this as, I think it was a good day, guys. I think it was a good day, and it has nothing to do with the win. I mean, obviously you had to win to like make it be a good day. And I appreciate that. I can understand that. But the fact is you saw some things that you need to see, right? Appreciate that. You saw some things you needed to see as far as these young kids, these linemen. I like it. I'm, like to get to see Isaiah Archer didn't get out there and look like he did. EPL looking like just a monster. He asked if I loved you guys all asked what I thought about the penalty. I loved it. I love it. Okay. Yeah, his son is at Jinx also and being recruited. Yeah. That's what Steve B. Thank you. Appreciate that. Welcome in, guys, everybody. But yeah, look, they need to beat Mizzou. Mizzou been talking too much shit. It's got to happen. Right? Oh, and looks like South Carolina took the lead again, 27-20, or about to be 27-20. Here's what I'll tell you. It's going to be, this is what always happens. They will look like they should win, and they'll, because this is what they do. I'll take today just because it was a positive. Yeah, there's some positive things that happen, man. There's some positive things that have happened. I hope we beat Meth Zoo. I love it. All right, guys. I appreciate everybody coming in here. Where's OB? Look at that. What's up, B? Sharpshooter, man. We miss you, man. We got to get you on the show soon. Good to see you, my man. Love you too. Good to see you. Yeah, man. We will, but we're gonna get out of here now. We've been going for a while, and I was on earlier, so hey, we'll get with Obrinsky. Maybe you can jump on tomorrow. We'll talk a little bit or something. But I'm gonna get out of here for tonight. Check out the rest of these games. SC about to take a header. We saw Okie Light get beat 42-21 by Arizona State. Could Mike Gundy be on the hot seat? I don't know. We'll talk about it more on the next time I see you guys. Thanks a lot for coming in. See you on the next one.